Today I'm going to be answering a question asked of me many times, which is, hey Rosalind, what piano book is the best? What piano books do I use? There are so many piano books out there for you to choose from when you're trying to discover your style of teaching or what works for you, what works for the kind of students that you have. But you can find the right one. Today I'm going to share my top picks for piano books, my favorites, and possibly they will become your favorites as well when I give you my lovely reasons for using them. Okay, I'm going to give you the top picks that I use for teaching piano and getting the best results. Ready? Let's go. The first book that I use is Leela Fletcher Piano Course. The Leela Fletcher Piano Course, number one. Now she's got some earlier books that pre date this one, maybe for younger, like 4-year-olds or something. But I'm gonna put this at maybe a 5-year-old, a very precocious 4-year-old. I've had some, or a 5-year-old for this book. This book is very good because on the first few pages, like most of the books, it does give you a picture of the keyboard here, and it gives you the letter names of all the notes. Assuming at this age they know the alphabet only up to G, which is what we need for piano, and how to count up to 4 for beginning piano. So, and it gives you also the note values on just within the very few pages, first pages, it gives you the note values of all the notes, quarter, half note, whole note, all that, and also the measures, which I like to call them boxes. When the kids don't quite understand what's a measure, I tell them the space between the two bar lines, that's a measure. But I say the little boxes, see the little boxes? So that's kind of a synonymous name I use for that, just to show them what I mean. But I go right back to calling it a measure because they got to know the real terms, okay? So this has the measures on it, and on the next page, it shows the hand positions. A picture is worth 1,000 words. You can see how the hand is showing there, the shape of the hand. I can put their hands in the position, in the right position, but sometimes when they look at somebody's hand, I go look at their hand, and they really try to copy what they see. Children are very visual, so they try to copy what they see. So it shows the picture of the hand, it shows the fingers, the finger numbers, and also on the next page, very early in it, it gets right into the game of having the notes on the staff. I don't really like it when books wait a long time to put the notes on the staff because it really is it's a big jump from just reading letters to reading notes on the staff. So they kind of get right into that. Another good thing I like about this book is they get right into the treble clef and the bass clef. And the bass clef. The treble clef, most early beginner piano books, they have you in the reading treble clef for halfway of the book, and then they finally introduce the bass clef. Well, this one gets right into it, right into the treble clef here at the beginning, and then the bass clef there, and then right the next song they have it a whole song with the treble and the bass clef there, the treble and the bass clef. So that's really good. I mean, I don't like to wait a long time to get kids familiar with how music is going to look and in the real world. In my room, I don't like to kind of baby them. I like to kind of, push them right along and get them right into the thick of things pretty quickly. Also, what I like about this book is that it's in black and white. And I'm sure you have seen these books with all of these massive colors on them and animals and flying monkeys and all this kind of stuff. And it's just I find it so very distracting. They have all the pictures and colors and everything, and then they have text that you have to kind of filter through, or this line continues here, over there, under the monkey's butt, or whatever. It's just, I just don't like it. I just find this very clear and concise and simple and clean. And even in the first song, which is the flyer here, this first song, you can play along with it. So they like it when you play along. They do like it. Sometimes I forget to do that, my part, but right at the very beginning, they can kind of feel like they sound like a real piano player, you know. So you get a result right away. They have the C, D, E here, and these are just C, D, E, C, D, and E. You know, the typical beginning notes. So, one of the most thing I like about this book is its spiral. The backs, by the time the first, or second, or third lesson, the back is completely off of the book. So this spiral is very, very good. I love that. It should be a law against making books without spiral. So this is absolutely one of my favorites. And it gets kind of, it moves right along. This is kind of in the middle of the book. It moves right along to get them to really play. It starts out simple, but kind of moves right along. So I really like the flow of the Fletcher Piano Course, #1 for beginners. I would say a child at the beginning, maybe a 5-year-old or something like that. 5-year-old, 5, 6-year-old. All right. So my next favorite book #2. I don't know how to pronounce this. Alfred Deburge. I think it's French. Alfred D-A-U, Deburge. That's what I'm going to say. Alfred Deburge. I really like this book. He's not spiral. This is the book 1. This is book 1. And this book is also in black and white. Also in black and white. Now this book has this character, this century guy right here that kind of follows along and teaches them the notes and everything in the book. Alongside, he's got his lessons that he's teaching along the side. They're teaching you the treble and bass clef. And they really like this guy. I find that my students really like this guy. We have a short melody here on the first page. And then we get right into a song, The Animal Fair. And you have some pictures of some animals there, which I don't have anything against animals. I like the animals. Put the animals in your book. But don't color them so vivid and distracting that the students can hardly concentrate on what's going on the notes, which is what you're really trying to teach them. They look at all these colorful things. So this is in black and white. I really like that. There are the lions there, the animal fair, and then see a few pages later you have some familiar songs, Yankee Doodle. Yeah, Yankee Doodle, which I find that's a favorite. The alphabet song. So this one is a very, very good book. And at the beginning of when you're learning a new note, here's the century guy teaching you that this is the day we're going to learn about G. This is the day we're going to learn about G. So it's very simple and concise, and also moves along and gets into eighth notes kind of toward the end of the book. We get into eighth notes and rests and slurs and repeat signs and things like that. So it moves along. It's simple at the very beginning, but it moves right along, and it's clean, simple, and concise. So this is the Alfred Deburge Book 1 piano course of a favorite of mine. Now, this book is so old. It's an old, tried and true Michael Aaron Book 1. It is what I started off when I was learning piano when I was 7 years old, 1,000 years ago. Yes. But I love this book. Now it's a little, this is for the older beginner, like a 6-year-old, 6 or 7-year-old, 6 and up, I would say, 6 and up. I mean, it teaches you about the hands. It has that. It has on the first page, like all the other books do, the notes and the keys there, and all the notes and the values, and also the rest, the measures there. But it gets right into a song. right into a song. And it's only CD and CB, middle C position, and it gets right into a song. And you're playing on the staff, and they can play this in the first lesson. And I like that because it gives him a sense of achievement right away, that, oh wow, I had a great lesson. I had a great lesson. It was great. I can do this. Wherever you can extract a sense of achievement for a student, you want to grab that. You want to grab that. All right. So this is the first lesson. They're going to play that right away on the first day. No problem. Moves up and adds a note per page. We're into E here, this here. We're into by this one where we got all the notes, C, D, E, F, and G, all of them. Then you have these exercises here. Exercises where they name the notes and they form a word. They form a word. We've seen these exercises. And they like to do these exercises. They're fun. These are easy and fun. Again, another sense of achievement. Sometimes I do them, sometimes I assign them, and sometimes I do them in the lesson with them. Very quickly in this, we get into slurs and ties. I mean, this guy, he gets it done. He gets right along. Moves right along pretty quickly into the thick of things. So this one this is definitely for the in the child world, which is like 6 or 7, an older child. You wanna get started. I mean, this one is kind of advanced. It's a little bit of an advanced start. There's a John Thompson book that's really that one is really kind of. The John Thompson book is really advanced. I use that book sometimes, but not very often. Sometimes if I pick up a student that already has had some experience, even if they're 7 or 8, I start them. I can use a John Thompson. That book is kind of hard, but it's not for a very, very beginner that knows nothing. But this one you can get away with. But here you're going to have to kind of help them along with this one. But this book has finger exercises in it, which I really, really like. Gets them started with the independence of their fingers with these trills. So this book I like. I like this book a lot. I rely on it a lot. It's an old friend. We'll never part. The back is going to come off. Just deal with it. The back of this book is going to come off. Kids are so rough with these books. Ugh. I wish they would make a spiral version of this. If you know if they make a spiral version of this, if you're watching this, let me know, because that is the only one that I will buy. I'm one of those kooky people that usually provide the books for my students. I mean, it doesn't cost that much. This book is $8.99 and provides a sense of goodwill between you and the parents. The parents who are paying the bills. So it's not much money. There in this book, it's, I don't know how many months. It's a good it's a goodwill investment. Anyway, think about that. But anyway, Michael Aaron, an old friend, never part. Now, this next book, I love this book. This is the Piano for the Young Beginner Primer A by Bastian. This is the Bastian series. This book is for when you have a very young student. This is for a 4-year-old. You're going to use this book because now this got some pictures that are in color. Here we are, we're in color, but it's not a lot. It's not, they're kind of watercolor. The colors are kind of faded. They're not so vivid that they're going to distract them. But if they do look at the pictures, they're kind of funny pictures. There's a cat that's inside this sneaker, and we talk about that and make fun of that and laugh about that. So here's another one with the zoo, a little kind of colorful. And they like to look at that, but it's not so distracting. You see how sparse? It's still very sparse. There's not a whole lot going on on the page, so you can still concentrate on what you need to have them concentrate on what you need them to concentrate on without all these crazy vivid colors. These are very mild and muted, so that's what I really, really like about this book. On the first page, yeah, I really love this book. They have this little guy sitting at the piano. They learn about how to sit, which 4 years old, you know, they still are trying to get their motor skills together. Their fingers are small and all that. So you have to kind of allow for that. But they like to look at the pictures, and they like to put their hands here with the hand there. It's colored. The fingers are numbered. Then you get into the notes. Look at this girl, happy on the slide. You know, we talk about all of that, and they teach the black kid, 2 black keys, 3 black keys. You have that lesson there, and then we have our song with a raindrop in an umbrella. I mean, it's just adorable, this book. I really, really love this book. But it doesn't start out with the staff, which is what you need with a 4-year-old. They just have the notes, the numbers. You're playing with numbers. Fingers 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, like that. You're playing like that with finger, of course, the thumb being finger number 1. So that's how for a lot of this book is like this. You're playing with numbers. And the notes are inside the name of the note is inside the head of the note. So the head of the note. So they have half notes, they have quarter notes. Even though we don't have a staff yet. I'm almost halfway through the book. We don't have a staff yet, but we have a repeat sign. So I like to introduce them to that right away. And I tell them, I go, okay, look at this. Look, you see this line with this dot? This means, hey, Cora, whatever her name is. Hey, Cora, play it again. So whenever you see that, hey, Cora, play it again. And then you go back to the beginner. So you kind of personalize the repeat sign for them, and they don't forget that. Yeah. So I really like that. I love this book. Now, as you go on, we do get into the staff. Now the notes are on the staff. And when the notes finally get on the staff, I just make a really big deal of it. Like, oh, look, now we have the staff now. Look, the notes live on the staff. And now we got to look at the notes like this. They're not going to tell us the name of the notes anymore. Blah, blah, blah. So I turned this new adventure of reading notes from the staff into, oh, look what we're going to do today. We have a staff today. Oh, wow, you're growing up. You're playing like a big girl now, or a big boy, or grown up, or whatever, you know. So it's a slow build, and we're almost at the end. So all of these pages, you've had time to get them familiar with CBA, CDE, all of that. Yeah, we don't really get into we only play in the middle C position in this book. We don't get into the C position with this book because it is for someone very young, a prime, preschool age. But it's just a really, 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 really good book. And you do have some parts where you can play along with them, down there. But you can always play along. You can make up something, right? But this is my favorite book. I love this book, even though I've seen hundreds of times the little pictures of the cats inside a shoe and the teardrops dancing fruit and celery and all this. Every time I turn the page, it's a lot of fun because the kids enjoy it so much. So if they enjoy it and if they're happy and having a good time, boy, that makes my lesson and my teaching much, much easier and ensures that I will be back for the next lesson. And for the next lesson, laughter is very good. Keep them laughing and learning. Laughing and learning. That's it for today. If you have some favorite piano books, let me know what your favorites are. What is this dress doing? Oh, yeah. Let me know what some of your favorites are for teaching. Everyone has their teaching styles and what is their favorites. If you found value in this video, please, I would appreciate it if you give a like and subscribe and even a share to your fellow piano teachers. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.